What would happen in London if we were to vote to leave the EU? And particularly from your perspective as somebody who runs a major bank.
So I'll give you the three main reasons why we're in London. The first and foremost, the talent pool. If you look around London now, we talked briefly about it as we came up, English is probably not the language you hear most of the time. It's a global talent pool of people that are here because it's a great banking hub, it's a great financial hub, and it's a great place to live anyway. Second is market access. Britain is part of the EU. Switzerland is not. We have some of our FX business still in Switzerland because we're in the time zone. But for us, the main advantage of London is the access to the rest of the EU because of that. If the EU were to take the exit, if Britain were to take the exit from the EU, that would be something that would be challenged. I don't think it would completely undermine the financial centre London, but I think it'd be more challenging to get market access. And the third one is really, for us, we try and be globally diversified. If the main selling proposition that I can bring to a client in Canada is very clear, I cannot compete with the 4 top Canadian banks to diversify a Canadian client along Canadian assets. That's not who we are. But I can bring the global offering of UBS to a Canadian client if he wants to internationally diversify. And that involves global diversification starting in New Zealand and Australia, where we have a representation through Hong Kong, Singapore, Mumbai, Dubai, into London, Zurich, and on.
Would it mean you'd move significant operations back to Zurich? Would that?
I don't think that would be the immediate response, because basically, if the UK were to leave the EU, I think there'd be 2 years, 3 years of heightened uncertainty, but pretty much the same rights for market access. We'd probably wait where the dust would settle. And I think if it were to happen, the UK would get a very favorable deal with the EU on maintaining a large part of its European, of market access to the EU. I don't think it'll be the same as Switzerland, that has never been a member of the EU, where basically after Switzerland took a vote on migration that was against the spirit of what the Europeans thought was compliant with the Schengen Agreement, they said, well, if that is the case, we'll have to look at all of the market access negotiations we've had on all the bilateral agreements in a new light. That would not happen with the UK.